all the action happens in Atlanta this week.
Great move by Davies, oh, this would be something. Oh, Davies to put it away.
Are you kidding me? Oh my God.
And how's this for technique? An absolute screamer.
Go from the bad angle, scores! Jovinko! No such thing as a bad angle for him!
Pick that out of the net.
You gotta be kidding me. That goal is sick. That's a sick goal.
He's putting on a show tonight.
He's put himself in the MVP race.
And a save by Steffen!
Almiron, lot of time. Almiron!
Martinez is there and pounces! A lot of love here in Atlanta.
Welcome to Mercedes-Benz Stadium. The fans are filing in for the 2018 MLS All-Star Game presented by Target. The stars on display today, guys, in Atlanta, Georgia. We've had an incredible week leading up to this game. So many events, so much fun. I'm Andrew Wiebe. With me, Kalen Carr, Bobby Warshaw. Welcome to an extra special edition of MLS Matchday Central right here, where the entire soccer world in North America is watching today. Juventus taking on the MLS All-Stars. What a day this is. It's finally come, guys.
Yeah, Wiebe, it's been quite the run-up, starting with the block party over the weekend. 2 Chainz, Waka Flocka, Landon Donovan, all the stars have been here throughout the week, but it leads up to today, the match on the field, the All-Stars going against one of the biggest clubs in the world, one of the most storied clubs in the world in Juventus. This is what we've been waiting for.
You guys, I'm all in on Atlanta. I love this city, the food, the people, the fact that they're all in on this team. It's been an awesome week to be here.
What are you looking forward to most? We've got some great stuff coming. Cesaro, Mike Rome from WWE will be with us. We'll have some interviews. We'll, of course, have the starting lineups. But on the field, as this game plays out, what are you looking for?
I always look for the young players in MLS and to see how they do against some of these bigger clubs. And there's no one younger in this match. And the biggest news story of it all this week has actually been captured by a 17-year-old, Alphonso Davies, being transferred to Bayern Munich. He's going to stay with the Vancouver Whitecaps throughout the season. At some point, he's going to enter into this match. Young, talented Canadian. We have an American as well with Tyler Adams. I want to see how those two do particularly.
Kellen, I'm stoked for this game, but I'm stoked for what's going to happen before it. Ashanti performing the national anthem. Guys, I grew up with Ashanti and Ja Rule. I love their music. I'm stoked to see Ashanti get us kicked off.
We couldn't get the duet? Where's Ja Rule for this one?
You got to have Ja.
I'm looking at a different duet in this game. Those guys wear 5 stripes. Miguel Almiron, Joseph Martinez, both of them are in the starting lineup today. You can hear the fans behind us. I assume that's because the MLS All-Stars have taken the field. There's a lot of boys from this city playing in this city in front of these fans every single week. And if one of them score, they're absolutely going to set it off. Let's keep it going. The crowd, it's going to be a record. I feel comfortable saying that. They've sold out. If you want to get here, if you've got time, standing room only tickets are available on Ticketmaster.com. The game does start at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, live on ESPN, Unimas, TVA Sports, and TSN. So you can watch the action there. But standing room only at this point, and it looks like they're going to break the all-star attendance record here in Major League Soccer, possibly push up to 73,000 or more.
But wouldn't that be fitting? I mean, Atlanta United is accustomed to breaking records. They've broken their own, I think, 3 or 4 times. It sort of feels like at this point at the arcade, Andrew, when you're just sort of constantly just trying to take over the screen.
Feeding quarters in there, man.
That's what Atlanta United have done, really. At one point, Seattle was always the first name that popped up into your mind or into conversation when you talked about the standard bearer for North American soccer. Well, with these numbers, Atlanta United have made a case for them being the club to watch and a fitting host for this game.
You can see there's a possibility that MLS could jump up into second all-time among North American All-Star games. That would be incredibly impressive. Where else but in Atlanta? Of course, you may have seen the news this week. There are some changes to Tata Martino's roster. You see 2 players out. Zlatan Ibrahimovic will not play in this game. He stayed back in LA with the Galaxy. And David Villa will not play because of injury. In their place, coming into this team, Darwin Quintero of Minnesota United. He's been so good so far for the Loons. And then Tyler Adams, the young buck, the 19-year-old from the Red Bulls. He will be in this starting lineup, Bobby. What an opportunity it is for him.
Yeah, especially, we've talked about the potential of him going to Europe at some point. Well, tonight, he's going to play against a stacked Juventus midfield with Miralem Pjanic, Sami Khedira, and Emre Can. 3 elite players in the world game. A huge test for Tyler Adams and a chance to show what he can do.
Could this be his final All-Star game? Rumors that he could be on the move. Of course, he stated, I want to go to Europe. That's for me. This is your All-Star starting lineup right here for Tata Martino, the 4-2-3-1. No Davies to start. That's okay. We'll see him at some point. Martino says 30 minutes each for every player at least. What do you make of this?
Well, right up the spine, Guzan, Almiron, and Martinez, they'll form the core of this team. But look at those front four. I mean, Vela, Piatti, Almiron, Martinez, Golden Boot leader, all-time record season going that way. You have to think he's not going to be starved for service tonight. He's going to get on the score sheet at some point.
Bobby, Carlos Vela's wearing the C. That was a little bit of a surprise.
It was. He won the fan voting. I didn't know Atlanta fans could lose voting. It's got to be the first time in their history. But he is totally deserving. If you watched him at all in Major League Soccer this year, it's felt like almost every single week he did something to make us get out of our chairs. And his leadership for a new club, LAFC already feels like one of the most established teams in the league, even though it's their first year, both on and off the field. He's been immense for them.
Yeah, he's found a way. 8 goals, 5 assists so far for him. He's in the starting lineup. And now that you know who is in the starting lineup, you can head over to DraftKings and get your lineup in. The DraftKings MLS All-Star Showdown is going down today, and there is still time to enter. You can win cash prizes, of course, get a little money for your own bank account, but everyone who enters also gets 15% off at MLS stores. So if you need some new swag, you want to rep your team, this is a great opportunity to do that. We haven't talked as much about Josef Martinez, guys, which a little bit shocking to me, and it would be shocking to me if everybody didn't have him in your DraftKings MLS All-Star Showdown lineup, because he's got 24 goals, and it's almost certain at this point that he's going to break the all-time scoring record in this league. Kalen, I did the math, man. That's only 10 goals more than you scored in your entire career. I'm sorry.
Oh, wow. You saved that one for this one, huh? Well, I mean, honestly, he's putting a lot of people to shame, and it's doing it week in, week out, different ways, in the air, on the ground, from the penalty spot. His movement is incredible. His separation, speed, you know it, courageous. He plays angry in the box as well. An all-star format is supposed to be a fun day for everyone to sit back and enjoy it, but he only knows one way to play. For a striker in form going after a record, he's going to need to actually take tonight to not dip in form, but to continue to propel forward, because you don't want to break your rhythm in a match like this.
No, you don't. Some funny stories from him this weekend at All-Star. You say angry, and he does play angry, but he is a sweetheart off the field. You get him outside those white lines, and he's smiling, he's grinning, he loves everyone. But when he steps through, word is at training this week, he pounded himself on the head, stepped on, and pinged the ball off the crossbar. That's the difference when you go either way. We want to talk about Alphonso Davies here, 17-year-old. He will get onto the field tonight. You mentioned Bayern Munich, $13 to $22 million, depending on what happens with him. Bobby, when and if he gets on the field, where do you want to see him?
I want to see him at winger, but maybe outside back. Either way, especially in the second half, once the game opens up a little bit, there's no better player in Major League Soccer in open space than Alphonso Davies. And we knew coming into the season that on the break he would be unstoppable. But in the last few games, guys, we've seen him add new things to his repertoire. Last week, he had 2 goals where he would roll to the side, then beat the defender. Those are the kind of skills we didn't know he had, but it's awesome to see him developing still.
And credit to Carl Robinson as well. I don't think he's been applauded enough for his ability to bring Davies on in a responsible way. Young players don't just get better by accident. He's got heaps of talent, of course, but Carl Robinson has done a great job bringing him on. One of the best stories for Major League Soccer.
A homegrown player, signed to USL, up to MLS, and now 3 seasons in as a game-changing player. Our own homegrown, David Goss, is hanging out with the golden spike downfield side. Dave, what's up?
You could already tell the atmosphere is going to be fantastic. Brad Guzan was the first player out the tunnel, and this crowd was loving him. It's going to be the hometown heroes that really get the juice flowing. Miguel Almiron got a huge cheer, but no one got a bigger cheer than the goal-scoring monster himself. Josef Martinez is going to have a big night tonight, and hey, Chesney, it's going to be a tough one. Josef's coming for you.
So keep that in mind when you're trying to push me on to the next thing, or turn you up in my ears over them. All right, that golden spike. I got a chance to hit it earlier. I thought it was not lame, but I just thought it was a little extra. But after I got the opportunity to swing that hammer, I need to get down there and do it. We'll see who gets that honor tonight. Of course, Dave will be bringing us more as we go on, but this week has been an incredible one here in Atlanta. I've had so much fun. What stands out to you guys?
Actually, 2 Chainz. Every year you get excited about who's going to be the performer. Well, Atlanta, you knew it had to be a rapper, one of the cultural epicenters of North American hip-hop scene. And that's one of the special pieces that Atlanta United has unlocked. It's that they don't just matter in Atlanta because Joseph Martinez is scoring goals or Almiron is such a talent. They matter in the larger culture, from Big Boy and Outkast to Waka Flocka to 2 Chainz. So to have them be here around this event throughout the week and at the performance, that was a highlight for me.
They're the it team.
Yeah, even playing FIFA headquarters. Andrew, my favorite part was the Special Olympics unified match yesterday, followed by the Homegrown. Great to see both of them get on the field. It was stormy, and we weren't sure if they'd get it in. Thankfully, the clouds parted. 2 awesome games.
Little bit of rain too, but that didn't keep us from playing pickup on Monday night. Bobby Warshaw, if you ever need a ringer for your 5v5 team, this man is the one to call on. Extra Time Radio, Continental Tire, Soccer in the Streets, teaming up for an awesome event down there. The best part of it, we gave $5,000 to Soccer in the Streets. That's going to support a program for public school kids for 1 entire year. I'm so proud of that and so happy to see Soccer in the Streets benefiting here up to 10 fields at MARTA stations in Atlanta. They're doing great, great work. For more on what went down this week in Atlanta, let's check it out.
Festivities kicked off with the MLS Beltline Block Party at the historic 4th Ward Skate Park on the Atlanta Beltline. There was food, there was drinks, there was games, and a soccer game with some local celebrities.
What's up, guys? Welcome to MLS Digital HQ presented by Wells Fargo. If you're not playing, you can at least look the part. Gaming all leading up to the MLS All-Star Challenge presented by Wells Fargo.
Target, along with the U.S. Soccer Foundation, MLS Works, and Atlanta Parks and Rec are creating soccer spaces here in the Atlanta community, including this one. So let's go check it out.
This is amazing. A field right in the middle of the city, right on top of a subway system. Soccer in the Streets is incredible. This facility is incredible, and it's only the first of 10. At the whistle and the clock, and we are kicked off. The 2018 MLS Homegrown presented by Energizer. It's knocked down. Barbosa's out. Frazier gets the first touch to it, and it's in. And Liam Frazier opens the scoring for the MLS Homegrown.
The All-Star game is you'll want to find a way to get there. This is an incredible week. If you're a soccer fan, an MLS fan, parties, events, celebrities. And we have 2 right here from WWE, Mike Rome. You know that voice. Everybody knows that voice.
It's a voice.
Yes, exactly.
It's the voice.
Cesaro. Much larger than I am, much fitter than I am. But look, you're a Juventus fan.
Yes.
Have been
I am.
for a long time.
Have been for a long time. And I'm very excited to be here because, this just shows how big footy got in the United States. And it's awesome to see. Like, it's just amazing. And I love being part of it.
And on this side, 12 losses in 13. I see you repping the All-Stars. That's a solid move, but Orlando City
I would almost do it more like this,
There's no time there. You went straight into it.
I had to rub it in, man.
It's a sensitive subject.
But you've been there since the beginning. You're not a Johnny-come-lately.
USL Pro since the beginning. I've had season tickets for a long time, so I've seen the ups and downs. So, listen, we got a new coach.
Yeah.
There's some promise. We're actually scoring again, so I have some hope.
And Zlatan's not here, so he can't break your heart in person. I'm just saying.
That header was beautiful.
It was.
It was a beautiful header. I couldn't even be mad at it.
Could Zlatan be a WWE superstar?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I would think if Zlatan wants, Zlatan can do whatever he wants, right?
Exactly.
So,
I have to ask you, Cesar, what would be his finishing move?
Well, after that beautiful header, I would think almost like a flying headbutt, you know what I mean? Like that, It could be a bicycle kick. it could be as well, you know.
I like the flying headbutt.
The flying headbutt. Let's do the flying headbutt.
He could have a number of moves.
Yeah.
I don't think he has any shortage there.
No, I don't think he lacks the confidence.
Belt, he's got everything.
Yeah.
So tell me how you became a Juventus fan. What's the
Well,
story?
you know, as a guy growing up in Switzerland, I always supported all the Swiss players, and then Stefan Lichtsteiner, our captain, you know, joined Juventus, and that was it for me. So
and you almost got to Turin last
well,
year.
so we have two touring groups, Raw and SmackDown, right? And I was on SmackDown, saw that we go to Turin. I contacted Juventus and set it up that we actually go to Juventus training grounds. I got traded to SmackDown. I couldn't go. This guy went, got himself
What's that right there?
an autographed jersey by Paulo Dybala and Douglas Costa, and did not bring me one. He didn't even bring me a souvenir.
And he got it customized. You got
Yeah,
rolled
look
right
at
on the
that.
He
back.
got it customized.
That's beautiful.
But you know what? I got to go to Juventus against Bayern Munich and get finally my shirt last week. And next stop is for me is going to Turin and see a game there. But to be here today is absolutely amazing. Very
Cristiano
excited.
Ronaldo?
I'm trying to get him to the Orlando games.
Ah, there you go.
I've been trying.
Little
Well,
back
see,
and forth.
Yeah, all right. We definitely make it happen. It's just our schedule is so crazy. That's why I'm really happy about that. The All-Star game is actually on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Because that's a day off. So I'm
Monday,
extremely
Tuesday.
excited to be here.
So, Mike, how do you follow the team? Because you said it, you guys are on the road all the time.
I mean, the great thing is most of the games stream now, so
Yeah.
that's been a huge thing. I've been able to make a couple games this season, but for the most part, I make what I can, and I have to sell the rest of my tickets. It's heartbreaking, but I watch most of it from a hotel room. And luckily, there's nothing on Monday, so we travel on the weekends, and I haven't been traveling too much recently, but Monday nights there's not really too many games, so it's nice. Like I work at Raw Monday night, and then Wednesdays and Saturdays.
You got the opportunity to catch
yeah.
up. What are you looking forward to today? When you look back and see this stadium filling up, and
wow,
I mean, it's going to be 70,000 plus. What do you think of an event like this?
I mean, the atmosphere is just going to be insane, and it's from somebody who usually performs in the middle of such an atmosphere, that just gives a different level of excitement, and that gives you that like second wind, that third wind, and I think we're going to see a super exciting game tonight.
I have to agree with the atmosphere. Orlando has been here a couple times, and it obviously didn't work out in our favor.
Yeah,
but
I was here for one of them.
They worked out the same way, so it doesn't. The audience is insane here, and I already see a lot of Atlanta United guys out here. So I mean,
there's a lot of brave Orlando City fans.
I saw them.
I got to tell you,
and they didn't have their heads down.
He
so
saw
I was
all
proud
two of them that they were here.
There was three. There was three.
All right.
Keep your heads up, Orlando City fans. You guys have a prediction? What do you want to see in this match?
I just want to see an exciting game of football, and I'm positive we're going to get it today. It's the All-Star game, right? It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fast-paced.
I'm going to go bold here. Listen, I think the All-Stars are going to pick up their first victory since the Hotspurs.
There you go.
This was it 2015.
Yeah,
I'm
Colorado.
calling it right now.
All right. Juventus going the same fate as Tottenham. Of course, a guy who has connections to both Turin and MLS is Sebastian Giovinco. He is not in the starting lineup tonight, but we will see him, such a player for both Toronto FC and for Juventus. Cesaro and Mike Rome, big thanks to them for stopping by. I don't think I'm going to fill this tank top out quite as well as Cesaro did, but I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to have to do some push-ups big time. Of course, he's a Juventus fan, and Juventus is here to try to see if they can knock off the MLS All-Stars. Bobby, you mentioned it. This midfield in their starting lineup, so much experience, so much quality.
Yeah, experienced players, world-class players through the midfield. They also have Alexandro at left back, Federico Bernardeschi up top. Listen, this is a good Juventus team. We know how many Scudettos they've won in a row. We know how much this team cost them to assemble. Expect a tough challenge for this All-Star team.
On the bench, Chiellini, Marchisio, two legends for this club. We'll see if they get in, maybe at the same time that Jovinko does. I have to imagine everybody's going to be going after his jersey when you have that trade. Now, Juventus, of course, so much history, such a great club, a team that almost made it to CCL last year. You can see them now on the field, warming up, getting ready for this game. 70,000 fans streaming into this stadium. Giorgio Chiellini, a legend, the guy that you've seen play in World Cups and Champions League for years and years and years. And what do you know? He knows Alphonso Davies' name, and not only that, he's looking forward to playing against the Young Buck.
Anyone on the All-Star team, the MLS All-Star team, that you're interested or excited?
Sì. Surely the new buy of Bayern Munich, Alphonso Davies. I'm curious because it's not particular that a big club of Europe buy a young player from MLS and buy him so much. Then I am a little bit curious to be here, to see him.
It's kind of cool. The news for Bayern is amazing. Chiellini, knowing my name is pretty cool too. And all this is I'm just soaking it in. I'm just excited to be here.
So what were you guys doing when you were 17? Just curious, just wondering.
Video games.
Not that. Definitely not that. I was like getting grounded and hoping that I'd have an opportunity in my car. Alphonso Davies, what a player he is, and of course headed to Bayern Munich. Where should he play in this game? How should he approach this game? As a 17-year-old, he's not in the starting lineup, but we've seen the skill he's put on display in MLS the last couple of weeks. His confidence is sky high right now.
Yeah, just come on and enjoy it. I think, he's been playing in meaningful minutes, but this is really a celebration of his journey. He's had quite the couple weeks and handled it really well. But this is an opportunity for him to just train. Even in training the other day, I was watching him train with Carlos Vela, Piatti, all these thinkers in the game that are moving at a higher pace. That's going to be the challenge that awaits him. Luckily, he still has some time to develop, and each week he seems to find another level to his game. Not just easy for young players to come in and express themselves and attack, but he's contributing with meaningful goals and assists now, only getting stronger. And when you look ahead towards 2026, I think he'll be 25 years old.
That's incredible.
Well, Atlanta could host a World Cup match, and he might be representing his country in his prime. So this may not be his last time at Atlanta United Stadium in big matches, but this is another step in front of 70,000 at 17 years old to add another level to your confidence.
If you're Tata Martino, how do you use him in this game? Where do you play him, Bobby?
You wait for the game to open up a little bit, because that's when Alphonso Davies is at his best. Once these Juventus players get tired, because they're still in preseason, they're not at match fitness yet. Once that game opens up, how do you stop Alphonso Davies? We see it every single week in Major League Soccer where the Whitecaps counter. Nobody's figured out how to stop this kid.
Lineups are in. You're working on your DraftKings lineup right now. We're creeping toward game time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, but down on the field, David Goss is taking it all in.
So much fun watching these All-Stars warm up. You start to see who links up. A little connections. Alphonso Davies and Albert Delise have been playing keepy-up for the last 15 minutes. The best two young wingers, Canada and Honduras. Diego Valeri, passionate conversation with Sebastian Jovinko about movement and about spacing. But probably my favorite part out here has been Bradley Wright-Phillips chatting with Matt Hedges and Michael Parkhurst, teaching them a little bit about movement. The players are ready, but so are these fans. Atlanta, are you ready?
Get things started in 96. Look at that hair. Pibe, Carlos Valderrama.
And the jerseys. How good are those jerseys?
Tab with the hit. What a game this was. What a player he was, by the way. This is it. You just rack up assists if you're Pibe. Every game you play, you get the assist, and Landon Donovan needs to get a new barber. Can I just say that?
Weeby, I was at this game. I was a high schooler. I remember my mom took me to the match. Landon 4 goals, and the celebration I mean, this was iconic here, taking off the shirt for the sports bra review.
Randy Chastain, throwback there. D-Row. Do it to him, D-Row. Chelsea, 06, boom. That's what he does.
Well, they won this game, actually, too. They beat Chelsea 1-0, and this was one of the first times where it was like, oh, MLS against the big guns. That win meant something.
Cuauhtemoc Blanco.
Doesn't it make your heart swell? Valderrama, Blanco, Gomez, all in the same video. How good does that feel to see?
Could that be more casual?
I mean, you knew Temo was going to find a moment.
This game, Tim Howard, of course, in the league now with the Colorado Rapids, but this is Tim Howard, vintage Tim Howard, where he's just stopping everything. Why are you going to try Panenka on him? Why? Why are you going to try that?
Will we see this from Zach Steffen tonight? That's what I want to know.
And, of course, this one might be the best of all time. Bayern Munich in Portland. I missed it. I was on the way back from the World Cup, and I was so sad. LD getting the goal.
The game was good, but this is the best part right here. The Caleb Porter and Pep Guardiola moment.
The drama. Bayern were not happy. There was a tackle thrown in there by Will Johnson. They were not happy about this one.
Of course it was a tackle by Will Johnson.
Maybe I'm just imagining things, but I don't think we're going to see an Allegri Tata Martino moment like we saw in that 2014 game. No? Probably not going to happen?
That would be awesome. That was like one of the best moments we've had in the All-Star game.
It was, but I don't think that's happening this time around. Tata Martino, of course, has put together his 11. Hit up DraftKings. Go get yours in. Cash prizes available. And, of course, 15% off MLSsoccer.com for anyone who gets a lineup in. Get yourself some swag. You can see the stadium is filling in right now in Atlanta. So many folks walking the concourses. I see babies, I see kids, I see Revs jerseys walking past us. Just about every single team in MLS is representing on this day. We're getting closer to game time. 7:30 p.m. Eastern. ESPN, Unimas, TVA Sports in Canada as well as TSN. What do you guys think? What are we going to see in this game?
I think it's going to be open. I mean, that's the point of an all-star game. 72,000 here aren't here to see a defensive performance, but you want to see the attackers get after it and end-to-end stuff. That's what an all-star game is about. The intrigue from that Bayern match years back was that it did get a little chippy at one point, and there may be a point, even though it's wide open, where maybe tempers flare a little bit. I'll be watching the tone early in this one to see, is this going to be sort of a professional, measured performance as we've seen last year against Real Madrid, or is this one where both teams really put a little extra into it and really get after it?
Kalen nailed it. It's an exhibition, but these teams want to win. These players want to win. These Juventus guys are fighting for their starting spots. There's guys in Turin who are going to want to beat them out for that first 11, and how can you play in front of 72,000 people and not want to get the W in the end? Nobody wants to come out of this game not feeling like they're the best.
So many stars on display. Just to remind you who you'll see on the MLS side, the starting lineup here from Tata Martino. You've got a 4-2-3-1. Brad Guzan in goal, of course, the local guy. Martinez, Almiron, both Atlanta United players. Adams, Ring. What do you think of this formation here? What does it say to you?
It says Tata wants to win. It said he put out a traditional lineup. He could have gone in some type of 3-5-2 with more attackers. He's got traditional defenders on the field. Francisco Calvo, often a center back, playing left back, will be a steady player back there. This tells me that Tata wants to win in front of his home crowd.
Yeah, Ring, I agree with you, Bobby. I think Ring is the tell there, because they could have gone with a more a sexier choice or a bigger name, but Ring provides so much balance to the NYCFC midfield. He comes in and plays a little bit of a Jeff Lorenowitz role that Tata Martino likes to employ and allow those front four to really express themselves going forward.
Am I the only one that looks at that midfield and says, red, blue sides of New York coming together? I'm fascinated by that. Adams, Ring, two guys that are used to being on the other sides of a rivalry, now trying to find a way to work together. You saw the starting lineup there. You have an opportunity through the DraftKings All-Star Showdown to win some money tonight. So go get your lineup in. 15% off MLSstore.com is your consolation prize, even if your guys don't do the job. You might want to get Joseph Martinez. I'm just saying. That's it from us here. Go check out the coverage on ESPN, Unimas, TVA Sports, and TSN. We will, of course, be back afterwards for the post-game show with interviews on the field and all the analysis. Enjoy the action, everybody. We'll see you later.